Greetings and salutations, folks. I am back once again with the WWPC Finals. This is Game 4 of a best out of 5 matchup between the Red Viper and TA4Life. It is a Cybran versus Cybran mirror. So the only difference between these players is the skill level. All of the units are the same. The map is via 3 Protectorate, and I know that a lot of people have said that they hate this map for 1 versus 1 because the units are clumped up and the path finding over the entire map and this, that, and the other thing. But you know what? I like this map and I like how it plays, so you guys can think what you want. I'm going to enjoy this game, and I hope you guys do too. All right. Red Viper has 2 wins. TA4Life has 1 win so far. Let's go ahead and jump into this game and see how it ends up. TA4Life is blue as always, going first land, second air, lots of manual reclaim queued up. Pretty standard build order for this map. There is a fairly decent amount of reclaim on this one. You can see around the hills here, we've got all of these black rocks. Significant amount of mass in those. Looks like those are only trees, so there's not any mass in there. Alright, the Red Viper has a pretty much identical build going. Never mind. Less power, third land. It looks like TA4Life is delaying his next land factories until he can get out. Excuse me. Get out and build them on the outside edges. And you can see Red Viper is doing essentially the same, building his spam base out on the corners. And this is always a good thing to do as long as you can defend these and get them up quickly. If you have your base for spam in your spawn, by the time the units run all the way across, your unit mix is crap. So you cannot respond quickly to situations. So you want to get your factories out a little closer to the outside edge so that you can... as you build units, they're on the front immediately, and that also gives you, at the choke point, the entrance to your base, it gives you a damage absorption tool because the factories have a lot of health. You can hide between your factories with the tanks, and it just overall plays a whole lot better if you put your factories out there. Now, TA4Life is building 4 land factories right inside his base. Not sure what the deal is there with that. And then he is building a second air factory. Now, in the previous 3 games, we saw TA4Life going heavy air and Tech 1 bomber spam. He was abusing the ever-living daylights out of Tech 1 bombers. You can see he's already started right here. He's got Tech 1 bomber out. If I were the Red Viper, I would be putting a ton of build power into securing air control, because we all know that TA4Life is going to use those Tech 1 bombers. Alright, he did... Was that a bomber kill? No, there's no engineer wrecks. He decided against finishing those factories, apparently. Not sure why, unless he was in a hard mass stall and needed the assistance of those engineers in securing some reclaim. There are civilians in the middle here. And really, these civilian buildings are not worth enough mass to really even bother with securing the center, but there is a Tech 3 mass fabricator wreck right here in the middle, and that thing is worth boo-koodles of mass, as well as there being a lot of mass extractors in the center. So at some point the players will dive into this, and that Tech 3 mass fab will give a significant boost to whichever player gets it, but it's not really a priority thing. I would say it's more like a 8 or 9 or 10 minute as opposed to a 6-minute ordeal. Really, you won't have the power this early in the game to burn off that much mass is one of the main issues. Alright, TA4Life, almost 4,000 reclaim. Does not have enough power to keep up with the amount of mass he's pulling in, but this early, you know, if you're reclaiming that much, a little power stall is understandable. Red Viper is behind on reclaim, and that is another trend that we were seeing. TA4Life can out-reclaim Red Viper by a significant amount. It was almost 70% outperformed in reclaim on the last match. So we've got a Jester out for TA4Life. He is turning the tables on harassment. Red Viper was using Jesters in one of the previous games, and TA is going to get a couple of kills, but that thing is going to get dropped by those interceptors very quickly. TA4Life has dropped the outside with engineers. They're going to throw up some land factories there and hopefully secure that corner. Looks like TheRedViper is going on the offensive up the right-hand side here. He's going to try to get in there. I don't think he will, though. There's Tech 1 point defense there, and he does not have enough Medusas, I don't think, to counter that. TA4Life is going to be able to get up his land spam with no problem, and he will be fine. Alrighty. Air factories have been paused while TA is burning through that Tech 2 power generator. That's a lot of build power. He is rushing those things. And then I'm sure he will cut air back on momentarily. There it is. He's building air again once he has the power online. And I was wrong. The Medusas were able to get those 2 Tech 1 power generators down, letting all of these Mantis through the door. The security has been disabled. All of those things are going to be able to sweep in, and he's going to snag some mass extractor kills, going to turn off this build power, I think, and he's going to be able to do some good harassment. And then as all the units are pulled over to this right side, he's going to sweep in on the north with all of these Mantis and come around into TA's base. I would think, oh, don't do that. He could have done so much damage. There was all of those units there, and there's nothing over here to stop them. Well, there wasn't anything. He wasted that opportunity. That was painful. I'm thinking there just was not enough intel on that situation, so he did not see how big of a deal that was. Because I know if he would have been able to see how little there was up here, he had probably 35 Mantis there. He could have wrecked this base. There would have been much that TA could do about it in time. He would have lost a lot of Tech 1 power generators, some mass extractors, engineers, all his build power, all that stuff. So, kind of a shame to see that opportunity lost. Alright, I'm going to stop hopping. Unintentional spoonerisms for the fail. I am going to stop harping on the TheRedViper and move on to other aspects here. TA4Life has jumped all over that Tech 2 upgrade. He has got Tech 2 support factories online, pushing rhinos as fast as he can go. TheRedViper has just now gotten rhinos online. So that is going to give TA4Life a little bit of an advantage once he can build up a critical mass of tanks. TA4Life, despite all of the raiding that was going on, is actually still ahead of the TheRedViper. He was able to get these Tech 2 mass extractor upgrades in his home base. He is currently building shielding. Not sure why he's building 2 shields side by side. I'm sure we'll see in a minute. Maybe he's trying to prevent air snipes. I don't know. And he's also gone Tech 2 air. It looks like he has enough interceptors to maintain air control. And he has about 5 Tech 2 gunships. That's going to be a very powerful tool until the TheRedViper can get flak online. Once he gets flak, of course, the renegades are pretty much outdated unless you can raid around the outside edges of the map. But while there are no flak, he has got a great opportunity and he is not using it. I would love to see all of these units going bye-bye. Renegades, of course, do have, I believe they're called Renegades. Yes, they're called Renegades. Renegades do have the area of effect. We've got 9, 10 gunships online now. That is huge, and throwing them in to the base, I'm very surprised that he, well, now he is going to lose all of them. Alright, TheRedViper has 1 air control. There is no doubt about that. So these gunships that were going to harass everything are now not useless. They're still being put to some use around. He's harassing around the edges faster than the TheRedViper can react. But those gunships are not long for this world. We've got another push from the TheRedViper right over here. TA4Life is building walls, trying to slow down unit movement. Nice little plan, but there is so much spam there. I don't think he has enough on this right-hand side to stop it, actually. TA4Life continuing to ramp up his eco. That is a Corsair building. And Flak just disintegrating the face off of those Tech 2 gunships. Now this was a beautiful push right here from TA4Life. He was able to get a good mass of rhinos up, and he got around the back side of RedViper's units. However, the RedViper did have a significant amount of units that did go towards the north. So now TA4Life is raiding, and he's raiding fairly effectively. I wish he would have had just a few more tanks. He could have potentially taken down a Tech 2 power. Not sure why RedViper is building his power way out. Oh, this is sneaky. This is oh so sneaky. TA4Life, you win many kudos for backstabbing. Alright, Mantis invading the base, but kind of foolishly running past his Tech 1 point defense. That's going to lose him a lot of tanks. But he is going to successfully enter the base on two fronts, actually. There are no combat units nearby for TA4Life to respond with. We got mass extractors dropping like flies over here. I'm sure that the RedViper is wondering where those mass extractors have gotten off to, because he doesn't really have any intel on what is causing the deaths. TA4Life is going to bring his ACU into the foray. He is going to overcharge some of those Tech 2 units, and then he has Loyalists. We've got Tech 3 land on the field. There is that HQ. Very, very awesome move for TA4Life. Those Loyalists are going to help him make up the gap in units that he has right now. So far, the RedViper has outproduced him at every turn, but I think if he can get 4 or 5 Loyalists up and in the same area, bunch them up and use them effectively, he will easily be able to dispatch these units and take over some map control. Although really, considering the amount of units that the RedViper has, I'm amazed he hasn't done more to eliminate the sides, because there's really not anything TA could do to stop him if he were to raid the northern side anyway. There are some units on the southern side, but not enough to stop a massive land like that. Alright, got Loyalists going around the outside edge. They are going to dart back in, however, and lay waste to the armies down here. And we've got 4 Loyalists on the right hand side. I think they are going to be more than enough to stop that advance. And another thing about the Loyalists, they will be fast. Oh, you can see that EMP stun. Such massive stun. I'm actually surprised. 3 of the Loyalists died and the 4th is on its way out. There was just so many rhinos there. I think I underestimated the total amount of rhinos. We've got a brick on the field. Tech 3 support factory is online on the left-hand side. That is going to give TA4Life the ability to push units through this gap right here. Hopefully he can make good use of that, because his choke points are disintegrating. His base, his home base is not looking entirely healthy. And at the moment, I'm just amazed at all of the opportunities that the RedViper has missed. I don't really know what else to say about that. Excuse me, I'm yawning. I pointed out a few spots that could have that had huge potential that just were failed. There wasn't any execution. There wasn't any carrying through with the units, and I think part of that is due to lack of intel. RedViper is not doing the best job at all of scouting. We've got entire corners up here. There have been 0 scouts over this area. There haven't been scouts in a long time, even over these patches of ground. We saw failure to scout up here that cost him an enormous opportunity to shove units into TA4Life's base. I think he could have done a lot of damage, maybe enough to end the game early if he'd taken that wide open door that just couldn't see the doorknob. Alrighty. However, that being said, Red Viper still has a pretty decent hold on the map. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the speed again here. I think I've been running at +2 for most of this game. This is going to be a longer cast than I normally do. Was not paying attention, but there was a lot going on, so it's okay. Had a little extra time to talk, and you guys do know how I can ramble. We've got Corsairs for the Red Viper. It looks like he's going directly for the ACU snipe. He has a absolutely ludicrous number of interceptors, amazing air control, and he is going to be able to snipe TA off very easily. Now, TA had more eco pretty much that entire game. I'm honestly very surprised they lost that. I'm not sure what was going on in the background of that game, but kudos to both of these guys. Good, solid 4 games. Hopefully you guys have seen some tactics that you can use, especially those drops that TA was doing in one of the other games. But the tourney is over. Red Viper is the winner. 3-1 victory and a best out of 5. So kudos to him, and he does get that avatar. If you see him in the chat, he has a nice shiny star to recognize him as the winner of the under 1900 category. That is going to wrap up this cast and this series, guys. You should feel spoiled to get 4 casts in one day. That probably isn't going to happen again for a very long time. And I am going to sign off. Thanks so much for watching.